Hello everyone, good morning. Hope you're doing well. So in this video, let's talk about some basics of Goldbach Time and Algo Paths. Okay. Before we begin, I just want to thank you for all the support, comments that you've been putting for the YouTube video. I would also request that you join the YouTube channel and as well as like these videos so that more people can see this stuff and it can help people to make a decision whether they want to pursue uh, with this style of trading. Okay. And the second thing is I get a lot of requests about power of three ranges or Goldback in general. So you all know that this concept came from Hopiplaka, right? Without him, we would not be here teaching you this. So if you want to learn the basics of it, it's always good that you go to the source, right? So I will leave the link below to Hopi's group where you can learn about power of three ranges and some other stuff that he teaches. Okay. So in his entire book, I picked only the Algo path and started refining it and started to experiment it on the time axis. And only this portion of Hopi's work is what I will teach. Okay. So I get some feedback saying that they don't want to trade time, which is fine, but they want to trade the ranges. So I want to make it clear that I'm not teaching any of the work that Hope is already teaching. It's his domain. So you have to go to the source to learn it. If you are interested in learning about time and algo paths, where we are going to trade almost every swing and high, and that's where you can join our community or watch these videos. Okay. And the third point that I want to make is especially to my Indian friends, because I'm also an Indian, I understand the mentality, right? So for us Indians, we are still a developing country, so shelling out 350 USD for a mentorship that may or may not work is a bit challenge, right? So you have to do your work. What do I mean by that is, first of all, you need to understand about yourself, how you want to trade. Okay. So just because I'm teaching this and trading this doesn't mean you have a magical solution. You join the Discord and expect to be profitable the next day. It just doesn't happen. Okay, I'm putting the reality out there because it took me 4 years to figure this out. And while I was doing this, I was also doing jobs that could support me financially. And this is a skill that I was learning, which could last me a lifetime. Okay, so I spent enough time, uh, gave enough uh, time to this setup and refined it as much as possible to help me. Okay, and after that, once I found out that okay, uh, there is an easy way to trade ICT concepts using time, and that's when I started uh, aggressively marketing or trying to do the mentorship thing. Okay, so just don't feel FOMO and join the mentorship and then get disappointed if you're not able to grasp it within a week. Okay, you have to give it enough time. You have to practice it. You have to understand the concept, and you have to be a little bit sharp as well in tackling these day trading swings. Okay, because this is not a swing trading where you just buy and sell and hold it. Okay, you have to be precise in where you enter and where you exit, so that requires a lot of skills as well. So ask yourself if this is something that you want to pursue, and if you're ready to dedicate some time to learn this, then shell out whatever the amount of the mentorship is and then join the community. Okay, I'm there to help you out. I'm there daily, more than 10 hours a day, helping people out, sharing my trades, coming up with new concepts. Content creation itself is a very tough job. So I cannot do it for free, right? So I put in a lot of effort, and I expect people to at least respect that effort. And if you truly want to be a part of the community, then that decision is yours. Okay. Don't put yourself under financial stress if you're not working. Don't think trading is a solution that can help you make money immediately. It's just it's just not going to happen. And I'm sharing this based on my experience. Okay. And once you come inside the Discord, I don't want anybody to say this is not for you, because it's clearly been mentioned that this is what how I trade. And and I'm not falsely marketing anything saying that uh, you will I will teach you everything what Hopi is teaching or what ICT is teaching. No, nothing like that. Okay. So if you are an ICT trader, go learn from ICT. If you are a power of three ranges trader, go learn from the source, Hopiplaka. This is a unique concept that is that was refined by me. And if this is something that intrigues you, then you can join. Okay. But make sure that you're not putting too much stress on yourself financially or mentally, and don't feel the FOMO that you're missing out. That's not the intention of, at least me as a content creator. I'm not doing this so that I can get you inside the Discord. Okay, so that's for my Indian friends. Let's learn the basics of uh, Goldbach Time and Algo Path. Okay, so as I said, if you want to understand the definition and all that, you need to go to Hopiplaka. So for me, I know that these are Goldbach numbers. Okay, so these are Goldbach numbers, and I use this on the time axis to see whether the market uses these times to play support and resistance. That's all. Now, there is one concept called consequent encroachment, which a lot of you guys ask me in the comments as well, which is the CE time. Okay. Now, as per ICT, he says that anytime you see an FEG, the 50% of that gap is very sensitive, right? Or you should buy or sell below or above that 50% gap. Okay, then you'll get a good entry. What Hopiplaka said is that if you write down these GB numbers and take average of two consecutive GB numbers, okay, that's when you get a CE time. Okay, so I liked that definition. So CE time for me is average of two consecutive GB numbers. So it's a pretty easy calculation. So all you have to do is take an average between two numbers. So if I take an average between 3 and 11, it is 7. This is 14, this is 23, this is 35, this is 44, this is 50, this is 56, 65, 77, 86, 93. Okay. So if I isolate these CE times, they will be these. Okay. And once you understand what is CE time and in relation to the GB time, then some of the things will start to click. Okay. Now this is my interpretation, so it's not in Hopi's book because I tried to combine this or look at this from a time perspective. Okay. So if I assume that these main GB numbers are your support and resistance, then CE numbers are the highest manipulation the market can do. Okay. So basically, in simple terms, I can say CE times or numbers are true support and resistance. And this is what Hopiplaka says as well. So if the market is likely to react, it will react at the CE times, which means you have to enter and exit the trades around CE times. You can also look at it as CE times or levels decide the direction of the market. Okay. Now this is the, so you understand the Goldbach numbers, how we arrived at CE times. Now the other important learning that I took from Hopi's book is Algo Paths. So Algo Paths in Hopi's book are like this. This is Algo 1 and this is Algo 2. Okay. And how he trades this, or how he applies this logic on the power of three ranges, that you can learn from his Discord. Okay. But what I did is I tried to change these numbers on a time axis. Now if I'm trading NQ, the highest time that I can trade is 23:59. Okay, after that we switch to the new day, right? And to arrive at a GB time, either I can add hours and minutes, either I can look at just minutes, or I can subtract minute from hours. These are the only three combinations that are available. So then I thought to myself, 23:59 is the highest time that I can get, which means if I add them, the highest time that I can represent on the time axis is 82 minutes, or the 82 number, right? And then there posed a challenge for me. So if 82 is the highest GB time I can get, then how do I represent 100, 97, 83, 89, right? Because they cannot be represented on the time axis. Now, when I thought about it, it was a very simple solution. All I had to do is change the premium numbers into their discount numbers on the time axis. Okay. Say for example, 100 becomes 0, and then 89 becomes 11. Now 41 is available in every hour, so we don't have to interchange them. 3 becomes 3, 17 remains 17. 71 is something a little bit special. Now 71 is within 82 time, so you can use addition to arrive at 71. Okay, but there is again a challenge for this. If I'm trading say 9th hour, right? So if I have 9:59, that is the highest time that I can get in this hour. It will only give me 68 if I add. So I can't get 71 here. So when I have 71, I want to represent 71 here. I cannot do it. Now in such scenarios, you can even interchange 71 with its opposite GB, which is 29. Okay. So most of the time you've seen me interchange 71 with 29 for Algo 1, and this is the reason for it. Similarly, if I want to write Algo 2, 97 I cannot represent, so I have to use its discount number. 83 I cannot represent, so I will use its discount number. This is 11, this is 47, and this is 29. Now, when you look at all these GB numbers, ignoring the CE times, there is also this 53, okay, which is not represented in any of the algos. Okay, but what I saw is market using this time as well, so I included it here because 47 and 53 are the same mitigation block GB levels. Okay, so market will take, once it arrives at this time, it's going to chop because it has to create more liquidity using these times that I will show you later. So Hopiplaka algorithm that was like this, I changed it to this using the time axis. Now I had to incorporate the CE times as well. So what you need to do is just pick one number to the right and add it here in the brackets. Okay, so for example, if you look at this here, if your focus is here, 11's CE number would be 14. Similarly, 41's CE number is 44. 3's CE number is 7. 17's CE number is 23. 71's CE number is 77. 29's CE number is 35. Similarly, if I write algo 2 here, so 3 CE number is 7. 59 CE number is 65. Here it is 23. Here it is 14. Now 47 has a CE which is 50. Now your focus should be here and you can clearly see 47's one position to the right is 50. Similarly, 53 has 56 and 29 has 35. Okay. Now these are the two algorithms that if you're trading my strategy or the way I trade time, you should have it on your screen. Okay. So we can remove all of this. So this is how I developed the connection and came up with my own algo path using the GB and CE times. Now this will work as support and resistance. So it's a pretty simple concept that you're going to, which you already know. If you are a trader, you already know the market starts from somewhere, goes somewhere and creates a resistance. And this would be your support, comes back to the support, goes back to the resistance. So it keeps doing this and eventually it'll either break out or break down. Right? When it is doing this support resistance, it's creating liquidity, inducing buyers and sellers, and then smart money rates them and takes it to the opposite side. That's the basic concept you learned from even ICT. Now, what is the true edge in this learning the algo path and time? Now, everybody can trade support and resistance. It's not a big deal, right? If you ask a child to take a trade, they will take a trade. If there was a support here and price moved higher, so now the price came back here, you can trade it again. So it's not a rocket science. Okay? But still people lose this, right? Because they don't know where exactly to enter. So market, you think, okay, now the market is going higher and you will enter here. What if the market comes one more drive down and then goes higher, right? So you don't know that. Then you'll have to keep doing trial and error, right? You take a loss, you take a loss, and it can market can keep on chopping here in this range before going higher. Okay, and that's where these times comes into picture. Now it's a like a navigation map, right? Like how when you are driving a car, your Google Maps tell you where to take a left, where to take a right, right? How long or how far is your destination? Is the same logic being applied here. So you pick any GB number, it can go to a certain path. It has a destination. It is clearly coded into the algo. Say for example, if I ask anyone, okay, where can 17 go? Right. So if you found a 17 here as a support, instead of doing trial and error, you know it's either going to go to 29.35 because that's the first thing that you get in the clock. Right. 71 is a bit later and it's not available in every hour. So to keep it pretty simple, I'm going to say, okay, 17 will go to 29.35. So if you know this knowledge, then you know where exactly how far this price is going to move, where is it likely to make a pivot. Then there is no guessing involved, right? Because it's pretty clear. So you find a reference, you know where is it going. You either hold on to this long until this time, or you can take a shot here. Similarly, now if you want to take a shot here at 29, so 29 is here and it can go to 47.53. So any path can go one step forward and one step backward. Now assume we are all adults, so we know how to read clock, right, or time. Now apply this very common sense where you know clock is always moving forward, right? So there is no concept of negative time, right? So clock will not go backwards. So always it's in ascending order. So if 29 is your support, as per the clock, it has to next go to 47.53. And this is what we learned from ICT's video the other day as well. It'll always do this. Now, this is an edge, right? So if you sell here 29 and earlier you didn't know to hold until when. Now this map will tell you hold it until 47. Done. You won this trade. You probably pick the high and pick the low here. Fantastic. And now 47 should go where? Right? 47, again, think from a clock perspective, it should go to 11 or 14. So buy here, sell at 11 or 14. Now 11 or 14 should go where? To go to 17 or 23. So sell there and hold it till 23. So thereby you're going to trade every swing the market is coded to react at. And this is what truly an enigma feels like, right? Because you know how every move is or every high to a low has a logic that's been coded into. Okay, it's not so simple either. Otherwise, everybody would have done this. There is some, obviously, the market will manipulate you because its job is to make you lose, right? So it's not going to give it to you for free. But having this knowledge will definitely eliminate those unnecessary losses. Okay. So you learned Goldbach numbers, you learned CE numbers, you learned the relation of GB and CE, you learned Algo Path, and you know how to trade this as support and resistance. Okay. So I'll show you a few examples based on the same Algo Path, and then I will end this video. Now your job is to ask yourself whether you want to trade like this. Okay. It has nothing to do with how ICT trades. It has nothing to do with how Hopiplaka trades or any of your other mentor trades. Okay, this is a unique concept that is that has not been taught by anyone. Okay, right now there might be some people who learned it from my YouTube and are trying to teach this, which is fine. But this is a totally fresh perspective on how to read price. Okay, and why I like this is because it's not a 100% win rate strategy. It's not learn today, tomorrow you become a millionaire kind of a strategy. No, you have to still put in the work. But what I love about this is that it has clear actionable inputs. If I buy here, it is telling me where to sell exactly or where to get out exactly. And if that happens to me, I'm very much happy. Okay. Even if I get one such scalp from here to here, that's enough. If I'm able to capture this one to here, that's enough. Okay. So let's look at here. So there was this 243 242, 241 here. Now, as soon as I see this 43, 41, we are talking about this number, right? Because 41 and 44 are the GB times. Now, it's pretty clear based on the clock and based on the algo path, it has to go to 3. Look where the price stops. It stops right at 3. Okay. And from 3, it should go to 17 or 23. So if you short here, you should exit somewhere here at 23, 23, 24. Okay. So here, I didn't look at anything. I didn't look at any PDRA. I didn't look at no higher time frame bias, nothing. All I did is matched a path. So here also the same thing. So here it is 201, 202. Now I can consider this as 00. So 00 should go to where? 11 or 14. So here I see 215 or 214 making the high. So it's allowed to stop there. So it's perfect. I can sell. Now this is 35. So 35 is here. It should go as per the clock to 47.53. So you check that. So here it doesn't go. Now you can add here and make it 47. 5 plus 42 is 47. But I made a rule for me that I'm not going to do addition for minutes lower than 59. Okay. But I don't know how the algo is really coded. Maybe it used addition here. But you can see it stops right at those times that is meant to stop as per the algo path. So right now we are falling here. So this is 41. So this market's going to fall until third minute, which is 703. Or you have to take a trade only if it reacts from 3. Then it avoids unnecessary FOMO, unnecessary losses, because you're waiting until the price to hit this. And once it hits here and it makes a low, then you buy. And then it tells you where to exit. After 3, you should exit at 1723. Okay. Now, I don't know any other strategy that tells you exact pivot points, exact times where you should enter and exit. If there is, let me know. I will close my mentorship and I'll join there. Okay. And this looks very simple right now, but to figure this out, it took a lot of effort from my end. Okay. And imagine the effort that it took Hopi to figure this out. Because at least I had the reference of Algo Path from Hopi's book. He didn't had anything. So he had to figure this out from scratch. Okay. So appreciate the efforts. We're trying to teach it for free because I understand not everybody can shell out money for mentorship. And the mentorship is itself is a very controversial word in trading industry. Everybody thinks people are scamming. Teaching is more easier than trading. That's why people do this. Trust me when I say it, trading is much more easier than running a community. Okay, getting sales, converting or making people happy with this strategy, answering their 100 questions is a very tough job. Instead, you could just trade. Okay, you will take losses, I'm sure, but it's much better than going through all this hassle. If you ask me why am I doing it then instead of just trading it, as I already said in my introductory video, if I don't teach this, somebody else will, because now everything has been figured out. So everybody will say, they write down this path and say, yeah, just trade this, easy, right? So anybody can run the mentorship. Somebody who is learning free of cost here can also run a mentorship saying that, okay, this is how the market moves. But that is something doesn't sit right with me, and that's why even Hopiplaka keeps, even though he figured all this out, he still grinds every day to teach this, or to spread this word to other people, because it took a lot of effort to figure this out. All right. So all those people who were in comments asking what is Goldback, what is CE, what is the relationship between these, how do I trade these algo paths, everything has been answered here. Okay. Now you don't have to believe me whether this will happen in the future, whether every swing can be traded like this. You don't have to believe. You have to just test it out. Okay. And that's why you have backtesting softwares, or you can even forward test on a demo. You're not losing any money. Just play these paths out. And then you will slowly understand how complicated ICT teaching is, and how Goldback Algo Path almost resolves it and makes it stupidly simple, right? So then you'll slowly start to unlearn ICT concepts. Your mind will be free, and then you are just playing it like a puzzle, okay, like a kid. And then stock market will feel like a toy that you can whip it around as you like. Okay, so if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer them. But I want to reiterate again, just because you see this, you feel FOMO, you think there is a magical solution waiting, you join the Discord, and in one day you feel the information is overwhelming and you feel like, yeah, it's not for you. Don't do that. Okay. Play with this for a few days, and then you kind of see what I'm trying to say here. You also see the same things on the chart. You also like to trade like this. Then join the community, because our community is really beautiful. People with no nonsense attitude. They focus only on trading, and they help with each other, right? And discuss ideas. That's what you want to see in a community. Okay. And I'm always there as a hands-on mentor, so I will be there to support you in the initial stages. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for all the support. Hope you like this video. Take care. Bye bye.